Well, hello and welcome to our Balanced Body, Peaceful Mind Summit. I'm really excited to introduce you an amazing person, and I have a real treat for you today because I believe that meaningful relationships are imperative not only for our happiness, emotional and physical well-being. I would like to introduce you to Bill Scalzitty. So he is relationship coach and creator by Romance by Choice, a step-by-step system that helps singles to transform their mindset and break free from old relationship patterns. With over 25 years of research, group facilitation, and coaching, Bill integrates tools like Feng Shui, conscious language, and positive mental attitude to guide singles through self-discovery and lasting love. Also a musician, he weaves music into his program with 6 original albums that support emotional growth and healing. Known as a coach for romance, Bill empowers others not just to date, but to dream and choose love intentionally. Hello and welcome, Bill.
Well, thank you. Pleasure to be here.
I'm glad you're here. And I know a lot of our participants are going to have a lot to take from our interview series today. So I would like to ask you, so what inspired you to create Romance by Choice and how it is different from traditional dating advice?
Well, I got into this because I had gotten married at a very young age. And when the marriage failed, I said to myself, how does something that starts out so joyously crash and burn in the rubble of heartbreak and disaster? I was living in New York City. I had access to lots of single people. And it really started as a hobby. I just started asking single people about their dating life. And the more and more people I spoke to, it started to become clear that single people really had no clue what they're doing out there. It's like playing Russian roulette. They just go from one to another to another. And it's nobody's fault. It's just that we were never taught anything about relationships growing up. And everything that's in our heads has been put there by friends, family, relatives, television, magazines, movies, the street. And we just grow up and we become teenagers and we start doing, we think men are this and women are this and men do this and women do this. And that's how we go about dating. And we have all these things that have been put in our heads about what the perfect people are, the beautiful people. And if you don't look like the beautiful people, there's something wrong with you. And all these Hollywood standards and stuff. And people just take all this stuff in and believe it. And that's how we go about it. We go from one to another to another to another till we find somebody that's not as bad as everybody else. And that's usually the person we marry. And then 1 out of every 2 marriages fails, and it's higher with second and third marriages. And that's really because, again, it's nobody's fault. We just don't know what we're doing. And so I started to run group classes, and I started to realize that there's an opportunity here to help people, and including myself. And, realizing all the things that I did and all the ways I ran my marriage and my single life and everything, believing all this stuff you hear from other men and stuff like this. And after working with dating services and interviewing people, running group programs, all this stuff, I put together a methodology. And the methodology that I put together was all about the person taking the program to get them to break the stereotypes and think for themselves what's going to make them happy. Too often, people are trying to please their parents, their friends, everybody in their life, because we want accolades. We want people to say, oh, she got a perfect, beautiful husband. He got a beautiful, perfect wife.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, baloney. And that might sound good on paper, but in reality, it may not be making anybody happy. Mm-hmm. So I put this methodology together where I get people to really think for themselves. And I ask them lots of questions. And first is, who are you? Because if you don't know who you are, no one else will. Secondly, how do you choose to live the rest of your life? Most people never think about that. So therefore, they meet someone and that person is telling them how to live. Mm-hmm. Third, they have no idea who they choose to live it with. And if you don't know that, then you're just going blindly into the thing.
So true.
So that's how I got into it.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been doing that now for a little over 18 years, helping people.
Wow, that's amazing. So you're using tools like Feng Shui and conscious language in the coaching, right?
Yes.
So how
Yeah.
do these methods help singles to attract love, actually?
Well, see, the whole thing is about your mindset. Most single people will say, oh, there's no good people to meet online. There's no good people to meet out there. There's all jerks. Everybody you meet's a pain, you know. You hear all these. I said, well, if that's the way you keep putting it out in the universe, then that's what you're going to get back.
Mm-hmm.
So we work on the mindset, putting out into the universe what they're truly looking for. The universe will bring it to you. Feng Shui is a very interesting little science. In every room, in every home, in every building, there are many different corners in the room, places in the room. And there is one that's the relationship and love corner. And I teach people how to set that corner up, set that area up so that, because a lot of times you look in those areas and there's a lot of clutter, a lot of garbage, a lot of things that shouldn't be there, and it's affecting your life. It's all about preparing the mind. Conscious language is an incredible tool because we don't realize sometimes the words we use sabotage what we're trying to get accomplished. And of course, positive mental attitude is the key. I mean, you know, I said that earlier. What you put out in the universe is what you get back.
Mm-hmm.
So when we change the attitude and the way we look at the dating world, we can have different results.
So true. So how do you find that love corner in the room? I'm really curious.
Well, you have to study Feng Shui.
I need to find one in my room
The
soon.
southwest corner of the room.
Oh, that's wonderful to know. I'm gonna look into it. So
But
what do you believe are the most common mindset blocks that people get stuck in unfulfilling relationship patterns?
well, probably the biggest is people don't love and respect themselves enough to realize that they are worthy of someone loving them. Because again, society has said, if we're not the beautiful people, there's something wrong with us. So a lot of people walk around thinking, I'm not good enough. I'm too short. I'm too tall. I'm too skinny. I'm too chubby. I'm this. I don't have the right hair. I know all this stuff. And if somebody pays them a little bit of attention, right away they dive in. Oh, this is maybe the only one I'll ever find.
Mm-hmm.
That's how people get into a lot of abusive relationships and things like this.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and a lot has to do with understanding, you know, how we grew up. What was our childhood like? You know, sometimes we're just repeating patterns that we've either seen or trying to avoid or run away from. And these are things like that. So getting people to stop for a minute and start looking and thinking about themselves. Because if you love yourself, then somebody else can love you.
So important. So important. I totally agree.
Yeah. And the other thing too is people don't know who they are. So if you don't know who you are, every time you show up, you're somebody different.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's a little hard to find somebody to love you. But if you know who you are and you being yourself, then someone can love you for the person you are, not for what you're trying to be.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a big difference.
Yeah, so agree. So your true identity sooner or later will show up.
Yep.
So true. So true. So how does music play a role in emotional healing and personal transformation when it comes to love?
Well, music, you know, I had when I finished all my work and I put it into a book and I read the book and I said, no, nobody's going to read this book. And then I said, you know, maybe I'll make it an audio book. So I went out with all this audio equipment. I recorded the book. I still wasn't happy with it. And I was a musician. I love music and I love lyrics of songs. I'm really much into lyrics. And I said, you know, that's what's missing. And because music does a lot of things, sometimes it can help you learn something, it can help break the mood, it can help make you chuckle, different things.
Mhm.
And I spent a long, long time auditing CDs to find the right songs. And after I found the right songs, I categorized them, I put them together. Then I had to buy the rights to them and go and re-record them. And I created 6 albums. I created an album for people to prepare you for love. The songs in the album are all to get your head in a nice place to be ready for love.
Mhm.
Then I created an album for the attitude you need to maintain. You have to stay pumped up. You got those charged up.
Mhm.
And I have songs that will charge you up. And I ask my clients to please listen to this music every day, learn the words to it, sing the words to it, because that'll keep you in the right frame of mind. And then
Mhm.
I created 2 albums for a man to give a woman and 2 albums for a woman to give a man.
Mhm.
And these albums are for 2 different times in the relationship. You've met someone, things are going well, you're really starting to like this person. There's an album. The songs in that album are about, kind of new love and stuff like this, but it's letting the person know how you feel. And then the second album, we're ready to pop the question. Here we go. And these songs are really incredible. People, I've had clients say to me, I never realized love could feel that way.
Mhm.
And so imagine you just give this to your partner and it expresses the way you feel. It's like unbelievable. So the music is there to help them. And throughout the book, there are snippets of music to either help you remember something I've just said, or maybe to break the monotony. You've been listening to a lot of stuff, or maybe to make you laugh a little bit. Sometimes there's some funny little clips that are in there because it's illustrating something that was already said.
Mhm.
So it makes it rather unique.
Wow, that's amazing. So where can we find this book? Is this book on Audible?
No, the book is on a platform called Sound, and you can go to my website, romancebychoice.com, and it has access to the audiobook.
Oh, wonderful. I'm looking forward to find this. I'm very curious to learn about it myself. So can you walk us through some 2 to 3 practical steps a single person can take today to begin transforming their dating experience and creating a relationship they desire?
Well, as I said a few moments ago, the first thing is getting to know who you are. That is so important because without that, there's nothing. And, there's no right or wrong to who you are. You are who you are. You just have to dig it out, get out there, know it, and live it and love it. And you
Mm.
got to respect yourself. You got to love yourself. You got to love all your flaws, all your good things, all your bad things, all whatever you say. I tell people, look in the mirror and say, I love you to yourself. You have to like the way you look. That doesn't mean you can't change your hairstyle. That doesn't mean you can't put makeup on. That doesn't mean you don't have to shave properly. Grooming is a different thing. But it's all about how you see yourself. I did a post one time where I had a cat looking into a mirror, and what the cat saw coming back from the mirror was a lion.
Mm.
Okay, and I thought that picture really said a lot, and that's the way people have to feel about themselves. When
Mhm.
they do that, then those are the first 2 steps to finding success. And then the biggest part is choosing who you choose to live the rest of your life with.
Mhm.
And you notice I keep saying choose. And this is
Mhm.
romance by choice because you have a choice. You get the right to choose.
Mhm.
Okay. And that's what's so important. You have to examine yourself and break the stereotype, break what's been beaten into your head about what you're supposed to have. And when you can do that, and you can think clearly about the type of person that's going to make you happy, what is that person really like? What do they, how do they make you feel? See, too often we're hung up on looks. And looks don't always get you what you're looking for.
Mm-hmm.
But it's that inner person that you're dealing with. If they make you feel the way you always dreamed of feeling, that's what's important. And like those are some of the most important things to get the person going on the journey.
Mm-hmm. So true. And it comes in every area of your lives, not just personal life. It's gonna
Exactly.
come to your spiritual fulfillment and your work life, day-to-day life. Yes, absolutely. So true. Can agree more. So can you tell us, our listeners, where we can find you? Where can they locate you?
Well, my website's the best way, romancebychoice.com. All my contact information's there. There's a big explanation of the program and how it works with people who have never been married, people who have divorced, and people who are widowed or widowers.
Mm-hmm. Wonderful. Well, thank you so much, Bill. You opened my eyes on many things. I'm curious to learn more, and I definitely will be visiting your website myself. Well, thank you so much. And thank you for
My pleasure.
taking the time from your busy schedule to meet with us, and I wish you a great rest of your day.
Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you.
Pleasure.
Bye-bye.